Okay, guys, this is part two of the tour of Akron. So we left out right here in High Street. It's currently Greystone Palace. This is actually a really cool theater in here that Akron Shakespeare uses quite a bit. And I've been in there a few times to see shows. It's really cool in there. Here's a bunch of churches. This is like four churches right next to each other and a beer store behind it. Weird configuration, but I don't know. Akron Utility Building, this is where they manage water, electricity, stuff like that. The Akron City Hall, which is the only city hall I could ever find that was a skyscraper. Like a full out like skyscraper. Here is the new Akron Armory. Kinda sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Here's Akron City. Well, this is the courts. This is all courts really. And other, this is I think this is the police station. It's pretty big. Pretty big. Here's a really big church. I'll show you the church when I get onto Broadway. But this is also, it's like a old house. My sister gutted out the house and turned it into her own house, so I don't know. Some office buildings. Parking garage. Not much to say there. Here's a bunch of old buildings. There's Jaeger's. Now it's technically on Main, but because they knocked it down to make room for the federal building, I went and built it. Some more buildings and like alleys. Another area, some old buildings like a diner and stuff. Over here, abandoned drive-in, because why not? An office building, some more row buildings, because again, why not? The Beacon Journal building, one of my favorites. Just it's a big old beacon here. Yeah, some buildings. Now here's a really cool building. I actually really like what they did here in real life. They kept the historic skyscraper right here. And of course, not much of a skyscraper, but still, it's a tall historic building. And what they did is for student housing, because they were in desperate need of it. They built around it. So they destroyed some row buildings, but they built this, and it went around this landmark kind of building. And I think it's actually a really cool idea. Me personally, I think it was a good move, in my opinion. Here's the 401 lofts. These I don't believe are student housing. I believe these are actual housing. So if you want to live in downtown Akron, it has a pool. It's really close to BF Goodrich building and some other buildings. So I don't know. Take a look at it. Here's the old Akron Armory. This block is just a parking lot. So I went ahead and said, I don't want to build another block of parking lot. So I went ahead and built the old Akron Armory. So if you saw the new Akron Armory, this is what it used to be. That's what it was. Over there. Not on screen. That's what it is. Over there, not on screen. That's what it was. Nice historic convention center, basically. We'll check that building out when we get over there. There is this building. Boring though. Then you can see Goodrich from here. Again, we'll check out some of these buildings we go beside. Gojo. Yep. Weird two-way elevated road. Another parking garage to the bane of my existence. Gojo, have fun. It's like the only thing worthwhile down here. Most of this is just parking garage. It was built in the 80s, so cars kind of were everything. Merged the strip mall and the suburbs and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Akron has an RTA. We have buses. Why? I don't know. I think we should have trains, but I don't know. I think Akron should do some streetcar stuff like what we used to have. But we have buses now. We have a weird solar-powered really big bus stop in downtown. Why? I don't know. Guess it looks cool. Over here, AAA building. It's just a random AAA building. Over here, one of my mom's friends, one of my friend's moms. She does a bunch of artwork here in Akron, specifically murals on buildings and things like this. And this isn't a perfect, it's Minecraft. You can't really, smaller scale. You can't really build art. So I just did some dyed terracotta. But if you look on Google Earth and Google Maps, this is actually a really cool mural. Over here, some more really weird office buildings. The depot. Oh, this. Promise I'd show you guys this. This is an 1800s. I think it built like carriages or something because on the side there's a giant wheel thing. They haven't built it, but it's there. Okay. Here's the other side of the Akron Armory. It's same on both sides. Kind of like, I don't know, train. Over here's the depot. That's the parking garage. But the depot is actually really cool. I think it's nice. I think it's a really cool like campus area, especially for student housing, where it's you have a big old ring going around. There used to be a big old Union Station right here. Besides the point, it's student housing going around, and you have a restaurant right here. You have some more restaurants and stuff on the bottom floor out toward Broadway, which is the street we're on right now. You have a pool. You have everything. I think it's a really cool looking student campus. Anytime I drive by, it's not like it's private enough that you'd feel comfortable like having fun and just like messing around. There's stuff that's specifically for the student, like this restaurant, and there's also some Main Street. There's some Broadway restaurants that you can, not Broadway, New York, but just right on Broadway that you could go to. Over here, a bank. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me. Right next to a really cool historic school. It's like old stone school. Nothing much to say. Just kind of there. This is a building that looks hard, but is actually really easy. This building was incredibly easy to build. It just looks really hard. Over here, a building that was reflective white. So, yeah. Here's a cathedral. There's STEM. That's our science, technology, engineering, and math school. It's a charter school. Not much to say. It's a pretty good school too. It's a pretty good school. So if you're ever thinking about, especially if you're a parent and your kid is interested in science, I definitely look into Akron and STEM. STEM in specific, if you want to go to Akron. It has really good test scores, really good. From what I've heard, it's a really good school. Uh, you know, just cool. Here, this is a really interesting building when I built it. So I did a little bit of research on this building, and it was actually built as more of an experimental office space, where you have a parking deck, and this I'm pretty sure it goes underground. A parking deck, then you have what is essentially some offices right here, and then like a little office on top. So you're away from the hustle, like the bustle of downtown, but you're still a downtown building, and but it just gives you, sorry, it just gives you the feeling of being in downtown. Okay, enough of me ranting. Okay, here is parking deck. Just ignore that building. I'm gonna piss all you off. Just a parking deck. No, I'm joking. Seriously, this is actually a really cool building. Now it's student housing, but it used to be a really cool hotel. And before that, it was, if you've ever eaten Quaker Oats, that was founded in Akron. And it did a lot of operation here in Akron. And this is what it used to. Of course, it didn't have balconies and stuff. This was an actual This was an actual factory. They done some cool things with it. There's the main building. Pretty cool looking. Some more factories. Some more factories. Yeah. Over here, some more factories. Surprise. Back of that. And back with both of these convention buildings, the John S. Knight Center and the Akron Art Museum. Not much to say. Kind of boring. Here's a theater, I'm pretty sure. Another weird building. Over here, this is a fun building. This is where APS used to be. But then they moved. It was actually a really cool historic building. It's still there. I don't know what their plans for it are, though. Just, cool looking building. Over here, This was my first ever diagonal building. And looking at it now, it's still pretty impressive. Like, I'm very proud of myself that I was ever able to do a diagonal building. Over here, World War II, like, it's a little mini, like, Akron World War II museum, I'm pretty sure, right here. I've never been there, I should probably take a look. Office building, because why not? That is, yeah, cool. That's, I'm pretty sure it's a repair shop. There's another building. Here is the Akron Art Space. Here's an office building. And here's another post office. We have a lot of them here. And our post offices are effing amazing. Our post offices are fun. Here. Fun. And fun. Now, I was originally going to put cars here. That's why it looks like there is cars. I eventually decided against it because I learned how much of a pain it would be. And my streets weren't scaled to put cars in. Like, you know, it was going to be a pain. Moving down this street. This is just an office building again. Here's Grace Park, which is closest thing Akron has, like a real central park. The only thing that sucks is it's not in the center. Here is Grace Cathedral. While it's not a historic building, it sure as heck is a beautiful one. And a pain to build. It's a really weird shaped building. Here's some housing. I think it's a retirement home. So, that concludes the tour. If you liked it, drop a like. Check out part 1 if you haven't. And enjoy your day.